Millionaire mindset, wealth principle number 9. Think investment, not expense. Think investment, not expense. Good, so far so good. Think investment, not expense. A number of years ago, I was attending a internet marketing workshop, and how come, is it echo? The battery's dying? Let's change that. How about take 2 minutes? How long? 2 minutes. Discuss the principles from the last couple of slides. Okay? Go. Or you can go take a washroom break. See. Andre, you got a good question? Andre, go to the mic so they can hear it. Okay, we got to get going. Still got a lot to give you.
So my question was...
Yep, the question is?
So my question was, how do you reconcile this idea that we should not be thinking sequentially, we should be thinking simultaneously, and not multitask at the same time?
Okay, so the question, Dan, so you were talking about thinking simultaneous, not sequential. At the same time, you're saying multitasking is bad. So doesn't that contradict each other, right? No, it's very simple. When you're multitasking, example would be you are checking email and you're on the phone and you're doing different things at the same time. That is a task. Sequential, simultaneous, I'm talking about action steps. Bigger things. It's not individual tasks, you're doing one thing. Does that make sense? It's you're doing many, many things simultaneous, not like at that same second. It's you're working on many things, you're juggling many balls at the same time. Example, you're working on your website, you're getting new clients, you're negotiating relationships, you are recruiting new affiliate, you're building a new funnel, you are going to a seminar, all at the same time.
Yeah.
You see a difference? Yeah, not like that task. Does that make sense?
Thank you.
Okay, good question. So I was talking about, so a number of years ago, I was attending an internet marketing workshop, and I was the first speaker of the day, and I would speak, and after I speak, I would finish my talk, and I would sit in the audience, the front row seat, right there, kind of where you're sitting, Thomas, and I would take notes. And typically with these presentations, every speaker has an offer. Okay, so they would do the 90-minute thing, and then you go to the back, and you can buy my program, right? So I was sitting in the audience about halfway through the second speaker's presentation, and I would just stand up and I would just go to the back. And people thought I was leaving, because, oh man, Dan knows this stuff, that's okay. I go to the back, I pull my credit card and say, I want to buy that program. I said, okay, and then I purchased that, and then I came back, and then third speaker, same thing. I walked up, and I walked to the back, and halfway I purchased the program. And fourth time I did that, and the staff, finally, a guy, I won't name his name, but he said, Dan, I don't understand. Like he hasn't even finished his presentation. Like, you don't know what you're buying yet. You don't know if it's a CD, if it's DVD, if it's a membership, it's a course. I said, I don't give a fuck. Here's my credit card, put it on it, I'm buying it. But Dan, you don't know what you're buying. I said, it doesn't matter, just put it on my card. But then finally, after all the process, and I get all my stuff, a bag of stuff, and then the guy was, Dan, can I ask you a question? I said, sure. I don't understand. You were the first speaker. You're probably more knowledgeable than most of the other speakers. You already know this stuff. Why are you buying all these courses? For God's sakes, you're already an internet millionaire. And then I said, dude, how do you think I get to become an internet millionaire? Because I buy everybody's stuff. It's very simple. Duh. Never cease to amaze me. People think in terms of nothing when it comes to buying a big TV, when it comes to luxury doodads and all that stuff. When it comes to invest in your own education, it's such a big deal. But do you know where that comes from? Do you know where that comes from? Confidence? Not pride. Not pride. Confidence? Confidence? What do you mean? In your potential, belief in your own. No, but why don't people invest in themselves? Worth? It's worth. It's worth. Because they don't believe, because I have such a strong belief that out of all these courses that I bought, could some of them be bad? Most of them are bad. And most of the stuff I already know. Some of them just maybe a couple tips in here and there. That's okay. Because I never think of it that way. I think of, okay, I spent $1,000. I buy a course. With what I'm doing, am I able to get at least one idea from the course that will be worth $1,000 for me? Do I believe in myself that I can apply and implement enough that I would get $1,000 worth? It's a self-worth issue. Truly is. If I believe in that, then it's okay. So what's the big deal? It's $1,000, $2,000. I mean, I was investing in myself when I had no money. It doesn't matter because I believe in what my ability could do, take the knowledge and convert it into results. Most people don't invest in themselves. They say, oh yeah, I don't know about like this course and this and that, and I don't like selling and this. First of all, if you don't like selling, you're broke. Okay, guarantee. And you have all this has nothing to do with the speaker. Just no different than freelancer.com. Some say $20, I get no value or no refund. I don't have to meet the person. I can tell that person's broke. And he will always be broke. You can't get some value from $1 billion guy and you got to refund $20. He can be sitting next to Warren Buffett. He would say, I learned nothing from Warren Buffett. Shit. Yeah. It's in the stock market. I don't like stocks. That's how most people operate. Does that make sense? So think in terms of return on investment. What is it? The books, whatever it takes, truly. Millionaires, we don't care how much something costs. We just want to know how much it would make me. I don't care how much it costs. It's $2,000, it's $5,000, $10,000. Who gives a fuck? How much would this make me? Let me ask you this question. Let's say, pretend this scenario. Let's say I'm telling you right now, you know what? I just parked a Ferrari, maybe 5,000 kilometers down right in front of Vancouver Club. Just picture this in your mind. Can you do that? Okay, let's just picture Ferrari. And I say to you, you know what? How many of you, I've got this Ferrari there, I don't actually want to drive it anymore. How many of you would buy the Ferrari for me for $50,000? How many of you would not buy a Ferrari for me? Okay, why not? You want a Tesla, yes. I don't like Ferrari.
I would buy it.
Okay. No, okay, let me ask you. How many of you would buy, it's not a trick, it's a lesson here. How many of you would buy the Ferrari from me for $50,000? 5,000 kilometers? Like you write a check, say, I will buy from you. Okay, how many would not buy it? It's okay, it's a lesson here. Okay, cool. Why not? For those who won't, yes.
It's only that one time. If I flip it, you got $350 to whatever, 350 grand or how much you sell for, but you got no skills. If you take that 50 grand and you invest in like maybe a mentor or whatever, then they teach you skills and you can make as much as you want. You get as many Ferraris as you want.
Okay, thinking a bit too much, but okay. Yes.
Same idea. I think that I can take that 50,000 and turn that into 3 times.
3 times more money, okay. Now, notice what he's thinking. There's an opportunity here, but there's something that comes along. Okay, how much is a Ferrari, like say 5,000 kilometers? How much, like say, pretty new, pretty good condition? How much is that worth? How much? 300 grand? How about 200 grand? Okay, so about 200 grand. 50 grand, 200 grand.
It's like sell it right away.
Why? It doesn't matter. I don't like Tesla. This is that. Millionaires, we would buy that in a heartbeat. Doesn't matter if we don't have the money. I actually don't need my own money. I will tie up the deal first, run an ad on Craigslist. I'll sell this for $80,000, $90,000, right?
Yeah.
And just flip it. I don't even money out of my pocket. I would probably do a simultaneous close the same day, and I will have 40 grand, 50 grand. Then I buy a fucking Tesla. Do you see the difference in mindset? It's like personal preference. I don't like Ferrari. I'm not going to drive a Ferrari. It has nothing to do with that. It has to do with, are you resourceful? The way you think. That's what you can make money. See, if you do that, you just made money out of thin air. It doesn't cost money. It's not, I don't have the, how many of you, when I said that, be honest, in your mind, something says, little voice said, I don't have $50,000. It has nothing to do with the $50,000. It has nothing to do with that. You getting it? Yeah. So leads to the next principle. Wealth principle number 10. Think resourceful. Repeat after me. Think resourceful, not resources. I am resourceful. How can I use this? Return on investment. Doesn't matter if I have 50 grand or not, it doesn't stop me. It does not stop me because I know the thing is worth 200. Even if worst case scenario sell for 100, I'll make a double my money. If I put it on Craigslist, somebody would buy it for 100 grand. And all I need is just one buyer. Just one. And I can flip, I can make money. Versus being all these little boys. Now, the question is this. Does that have to do with the Ferrari, or does it have to do with the way you think? It has nothing to do. It's just a scenario, just a story, just a hypothetical. Yes? But be aware how you're thinking about these things. Most people wait for the things to come along. Time, others, resources, the right circumstances. That's what most people do. And 95%, waiting for the right time. When is the right time, by the way? It's never the right time. It's never the right time. Resourceful is driven by a constant desire and process of self-help, improving yourself, and information gathering. If I don't know how much a Ferrari is worth, let's say pretend I'm just like an idiot. I have no idea how this thing is, how much a Ferrari is worth. And you say you're asking for $50,000. I think you're crazy. I'm not going to pay 50 grand for a car because I don't have enough data, right? I don't know enough about the marketplace, so I cannot turn it into an opportunity. Does that make sense? Versus if I'm very smart, hey man, I know how much the car is. I know exactly how much that model is worth. I know exactly who is looking for it. Maybe I can flip it to a dealership. There's a few places I'm already thinking I can flip it. And maybe I have relationships I can flip it to. And I can know, oh, this particular model is actually a limited model. Man, it's actually worth 300, not 200. Ooh, right? That's awesome. That's information gathering. You don't know enough, you can't make those decisions. Making sense? Self-help, information gathering, resourcefulness. Poor people say there's nothing I can do. I don't have 50 grand. I don't like Ferrari. I don't like red. I don't like fast car. There's nothing I can do. Unconventional millionaire says there's always something I can do. There's always a way. Is there always a way? There's always a way. There's always a way. That's why I hate to hear, like, it pisses me off when people say, I've tried everything. No, you fucking haven't. Tell me, what have you tried? Well, I've tried these things. Count them, how many? 5? Really? Well, maybe 2. Show me the 2. And then you look at them, wow, how did you do with those 2? Kind of half-ass? No wonder. There's always a way. Let me ask you a question. When you have a problem, when you have a challenge, if your belief system is, well, there's nothing I can do, what do? What do? You stop. You do what? You stop. When your belief system is, there's always a way, you are now being what? Resourceful. Resourceful. There's always something you can do. So what are you waiting for? Permission? From who? Experience? How are you going to get experience if you don't do it? Certification? By some association? Acceptance? Timing? Money? He or she has to do his or her part? Team? What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? If you're waiting for money, millionaires, we don't use our own money anyway. We don't. We use other people's money. We don't use our own money. And the richer they are, the less they use their own money. They don't use their own money. So that's not it. Team? Well, how are you going to have a team if you don't tell people what you do and your vision and what you want to accomplish? How are you going to get the team if you don't take action?